you so much for staying with us. You're still watching Tea or Cafe. Please follow us on all our social media platforms at High Impact TV and at High Impact TV UK. This morning, we're still talking about the pros and cons of remote working. And I have a business analyst here with me in the studio by name Balogun Olayemi. And we'll be looking at how beneficial it is to work remotely. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me this morning.
You're welcome.
Let me shoot this at you straight.
Okay.
Do you work remotely?
Yes.
Okay, there was a hesitation. Is it half and half?
No. Let's put it 70-30.
70-30. Okay,
Yes.
how does that work?
Because my work presently, I do 70 mostly remote and 30% the office.
Okay.
Do you understand? Yes.
So how did that start? Was it COVID or was it something that your office had started before COVID?
No. Remote working has been, let's look at the evolution. And my own view of remote working is that before COVID, some organizations, some multinationals have been employing people to work remotely. And in layman's language, we said remote working is like working from home. And we have so many people that have been working from home. But when COVID came, there is necessity for people to keep their job. There is necessity for companies to continue making their profit. So it became loud. Let me use that word. It became popular that, okay, some set of staff should stay at home, work from home, while some will come to the office. I think we can say COVID. But my view, before COVID, it has been in existence.
But I mean, even with that existence before COVID, and with the exception of multinationals, would you say that Nigerian companies were prepared for that transition?
No, not really.
Okay.
Like, let's look at the education sector. During COVID, we got to see the secret of the instructors, the teachers, because that was when you realized that when they said they want to do online teaching and some of them were exposed, the parent now discovered that, okay, no, this instructor is not as good as
it was.
we thought. They're not prepared for it, but they have to. You understand? If you're a business owner and you want to keep yourself in business, and when the waves is going, you need to move with the waves, and that's why Nigerian business were not prepared, but they were able to adjust to the system.
So from what you're saying, what I hear is there was a change in the way we perceived work.
Yes.
Now, would you say that these changes affected productivity in any way?
Yes.
How?
Because part of the advantages of remote working is that it will increase, increases productivity. For example, now, okay, let me give you a very simple analogy using that word remote. If you look at the remote to your TV, if you want to operate, when we were growing up, this black and white TV, you need to stand up, you need to turn, and when you're going, the strength you use, the energy you use to tune in, you want to change the station again.
Same thing.
Look at the strength, that transition. Now, imagine you with your remote now controlling your TV. Imagine how easy it will be for you to switch stations, to change stations. That is the same way remote working has added to the productivity of each organization that are operating it, because the productivity will increase. Because when you allow me to work from home, remember, I'm not Johnny Boss in the morning going to Jelegba. No traffic, nobody is fighting me. The concentration is 100%. And I can also do my lunch, prepare my noodles from my kitchen, have access. And I can also think more. The environment, the productivity is high. Yes.
No, not the analogy I was looking for, but okay. There are some people who will tell you that they had distractions from kids, from spouses, because, oh, okay, work from home is relatively new, so there's a lot of drama going on. One child needs your attention, or one husband somewhere needs your attention. Your wife is not letting you breathe. Some people would argue with you that they were not productive because they were in the family setting and they could not concentrate.
And those are the people that don't see the job. They're not able to separate the job. If you tell me you are distracted from at home because of kids, then what about in the office?
Mm-hmm.
What about in the office? But what about your colleagues coming in?
Maybe in the office, you have your own office.
Even in your own office.
Mm.
No, distraction can come in any form, but not basically because you are home now. You're not presenting it like my kids won't allow me to work, my spouse, my dog. No, because you know the task at hand. There are points have been given to you. You need to deliver this by so time, and that is how we work. So it's now left to you to create that environment in your home that will make you more productive. There is no excuse in failure.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the only way to keep your job, my sister, you do it. I don't see kids being around. I also have kids. I don't see them being around. Is there no summer class they can go to? Is there no anybody? There is a way out just for you to meet up your target for that day.
Get your jobs done.
Yes.
But you seem to be a serious advocate for remote working. You seem to like that a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I keep saying it. If you look at in economies, when advantages in decision making, when you look at the advantages, if it's high, then
it outweighs the disadvantages.
You say, okay, let me go for this. That's why I'm saying remote working will add value to you as an individual.
Okay.
Remote working will allow you to take responsibility. Take, for example, now, if you're working remotely in the office now, the internet just went off, you're about to send a mail. Because you're not the one in charge of the internet, the internet have gone, oh, I'm waiting. No.
Yeah.
When you know that if your network you're using is having issue, my sister, you switch, you find a way out. Mm-hmm. And what has that add to you? Take responsibility, you get your job done, you are not ready to push blames now that if not for the internet in the office today.
I would have done more than this.
Yes.
Okay. So let's look at it from the business aspect of it. How do you think that remote work, would boost businesses? Now, there was a point you mentioned now about how if you're at home and your internet goes off and you have things to deliver, you find your way around the internet. That's taking responsibility. Yes. So let's look at the larger picture, business-wise. How do you think remote working, if you have a company you consult for and they say, oh, what do you think? Advise us. Should we go remote or should we just work from the office? What would you advise and how do you think remote working would boost business?
All right. For business owner, if you employ people to work for you remotely,
yes,
it will save you cost.
Okay.
It will save you so
Running
many costs. Yes. Okay. Because the cost of them coming to the office daily, the cost of what they're going to use in the office daily, you're going to save that first. And you are now giving them opportunity to deliver. How do I mean? Because if I have 10 workforce now,
okay,
and normally if they don't want to work remotely now, they said office is space for them around Lagos Island or even mainland per annum 2.6 million or 5 million. But since you're not bringing 10 into the business, you can just get an office space that will take you about 350, 500. Look at how much you've saved yourself. Yeah. And you give these people to work from home and they will deliver. How would they not deliver? Because the opportunity you are giving to them to work from home now means that, okay, you're giving me a target to meet per week. And look at the internet, look at the space, look at the technology state of the whole world now. You can easily monitor even the meeting. Instead of telling them to come to the meeting. The overall view is that it will save you more as a business owner, and it will add more value to your business by allowing your workers to deliver more. That is my view.
Okay. Let's look at the responsibility of workers
Mm-mm.
and the responsibility of employers
Okay.
when it comes to remote working. Some employers would give you a budgetary allocation for your internet and all of that.
Yes, yes, yes.
But some won't. Now, as with everything that we've seen, there is always a downside. There's always an abuse of concept.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you would agree with me that it will get to a point where some employers might, take advantage of the loopholes that comes with remote working, not care about how that that employee, because on a normal day, if we're not working remotely, if we're working at work, you are bound to provide internet for certain services.
Yes.
Now, the moment an employer realizes that, oh, I'm not providing internet and the work is still being done, okay, without considering that that's also out of pocket for that employee, without considering remuneration, without considering, okay, are we increasing salaries? Are we increasing overhead? What are we doing to make sure that there is a balance on both sides? So I want us to look at the responsibilities attached to remote working, both on the side of the employer and the employee.
Let's look at it this way. The sector, the type of business you do, will determine if you're going to provide some facilities for your remote workers.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
And sometimes, even you bring in marketers now, and you want them to work remotely, so get their report, submit their report to their HOD. From there, it will get to you. If you want to now balance out the basis of, if I'm not giving them the facilities they need, there is no problem, they are still meeting up. No. My view concerning that is that it is now left to you as a business owner that want best for yourself, because no matter how you treat them, even if they are in the office, if you're not taking care of their welfare, they won't. So the fact that I'm working remotely now, my HMO still there, so all the benefits attached, I'm still enjoying it. So it doesn't mean that because as a remote worker now, you will be sidelined. But the only thing you miss as a remote worker, sometimes going to the office, is the gist, the latest gist, the latest gossip. Who is dating who in the office? Office romance, I'm telling you. Yes, office romance, something is happening now. They want to change, they want to change this. You will miss those things. Those are the things you will miss that, okay, you won't get along. You know what the latest trend going around the office, yes.
Because, it's not going around people's homes anyway.
No.
Okay, so let's look at regulation.
Okay.
Do you think that Nigeria would fully transition into a remote working economy, so to speak, considering the fact that, it takes us time to catch up with certain trends and all of that?
If Nigeria yet to meet up with the fintech that we badge into, if Nigeria yet to, there are so many things we are yet to meet up with, because we just see the space open, boom. They won't sit down to calculate the cost. What would this mean to us in the long run? The effect of this in the economy and how it's going to affect the GDP. We just dabble in Jew, then no. The policy maker, they know. Can you ask a senator now to work remotely?
Okay. That's a tough question to answer.
Can you? So if all this remote working is so common with the private sectors, because in level 18, when Lagos State was opening up, they said from level 7 to 14 should stay back home. The upper one they're going, it go to a time they have to, because The tip will not meet you at home. If you're a public servant,
Yeah.
the tip won't meet you at home. Is when you're there that whatsoever comes in. So if they look at that, the effect on them politically, that's the Nigerian factor. They look at the political gains first. Nobody will look at the economic gain of this remote working, that when you work from home, nobody will look at that. So it's just that prayers. But I know, Nigeria will never make a policy that will make remote working
Fully functional.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, just before I let you go, I
Okay.
want just to talk to people that still find it difficult to find a balance between their working from home and working from the office, who still struggle to mentally accept it or mentally get it, especially if there are people that actually need to work from home. You know that thing where, I did mention some people will tell you distraction, some people will tell you, there's no distraction, but I just can't, I can't survive it because I feel like all my life, all I have known is to work from the office. So what do you think such people can do?
All right, thank you. What they need to do is the same thing I've done. Because if you want to keep your job, if you want to keep your job, if you find yourself from your organization and they ask you that you'll be working from home from next week and say, oh, I don't want to take that challenge. I love new challenges. That's why I decided to come to the studio today. Yes, you're not ready to take up the challenges that, okay, and they should have this at the back of their mind. Whatsoever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. So anywhere, at home, in the office, if you're not productive working remotely, you can't be productive working from the office. That's just the simple truth.
Thank you so much for joining me this morning to
All
have
right.
this conversation.